All right. Hello, hello, hello. I am super excited to be live with you guys here today. It's going to be so much fun. I am really excited to introduce you to somebody maybe new that you haven't met before, who's got a really great perspective and point of view on creating a customer journey in your marketing, and we're really excited to have her. And before I introduce her and before we get going, I'd just love for you guys to say hi to us in the comments. Go ahead, put your name in there. Tell us the name of your store, maybe where you're from. Give us a couple thumbs up so we can see that you're here. And just pop in. And Indy, as people start to say hello, can you tell us who we have on the call today? So we're excited to see. Who do we have? Anybody yet?
We have some people on, but there's a bit of a
lag. There's a lag between our video and the thing. So yeah, so we'll I'm sure they're gonna start popping their info in so we can say hi to everybody who's on live with us today. But in the meantime, I'm gonna introduce Beverly Cornell. We're really super excited to have you with us today, Beverly.
Oh, thank you, Susan. I am so excited to be here. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're excited. So Beverly is has a company called BC Associates Marketing, and Beverly's been working to help execute some of the marketing ideas for one of our favorite clients, the Pet Bistro here in Michigan, over on the east side of the state. And so they introduced us to Beverly, and we're really excited to see some of the things that she's done for the Pet Bistro. They're a small independent retailer, just like you folks. They have 2 stores now in the Detroit area, the big Detroit metro area, not in the downtown area, but the Detroit metro area. And they've super enjoyed working with Beverly, so we wanted to get to know her a little bit better and introduce her to you. She's got some amazing stuff to talk to you guys about today. We're super excited about that. And she's got some free downloadable templates for you guys at the end, so stick around to the end because you're gonna get something that's actually super usable, very actionable from meeting Beverly today. So we're excited about that, and yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. As always, if you have questions or comments or ideas of your own, please put them in the comments section there. We'd love to give Beverly questions. Let's give her the old 1-2 and see what she can come up with. Beverly's like, no.
Be nice.
Be nice to me. I'm sure you're gonna do great. But if you do have questions, make sure to let us know, right? So who do we have with us here today so far, Indy?
Everybody's chiming in.
Yay!
Now. We've got Isabel from Florida.
Hi, Isabel.
Diana from Austin, Texas.
Oh, Austin. I was just in Austin a couple weeks ago. I love that town.
Michelle from Dolly Mama Boutique.
That sounds fun.
Carrie from Colorado.
Carrie, nice to see you.
Ernest from Annapolis.
Awesome.
Margaret from Wisconsin.
Every coast to coast it looks like here today, so that's fantastic. We're really excited. Sounds like a bunch of different kinds of businesses too, so that's really fun. Sounds like some boutiques and all different kinds of things. So that's really fantastic. So Beverly, why don't we just start and have you tell us a little bit about yourself? And I understand that you're kind of a corporate advertising refugee and are calling yourself an accidental entrepreneur, which I don't know about you, but I think so many of us can totally relate to that. How did this happen to me? And you're just an accidental entrepreneur. So tell us a little bit about your journey.
So I'm going to probably date myself here, but back in the late 90s, I graduated from university.
Back in the day.
I know, right? That's a long time ago now. I graduated and I started my first job out of college working in the advertising agency for Chrysler cars. And from there, I worked on catalogs and direct mail and event marketing. I dare to say that I even started with internet marketing when it actually began.
First
So
began.
I've been there since the beginning, and then kind of transitioned out of automotive and started working in the language world. I've lived in Spain and Brazil, and I have a large language cultural background. But from there, I actually got a job as the director of Awesome for a tech company, a startup company, which was super fun. And then I met my husband and started dating him and got married, and is an active duty soldier for the United States Army.
Oh.
And we move every 3 years.
Oh.
So I was like, how am I going to find a VP of marketing job every 3 years? This is impossible. So I said, I'm doing consulting. And I actually, my first client was Jill at the Pet Bistro.
Oh, wow.
One of my favorite clients. And 12 years later, we're still making marketing magic, which is exciting. But I really had to force myself to start a business. And I kind of knew how hard it was because I'd been with this tech startup, so I kind of saw how much work goes into it. So I kind of went kicking and screaming. I was like, I don't know if this is for me. And so that's why I'm an accident. I never dreamed of owning my own business. It was never on the plan or the radar. Because there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, yes, there is. It's hard. It's hard to run your own business, and marketing is one of the things that's hard for a lot of folks. So I know that one of the things that you're passionate about, and one of the things that Jill and Lewis from the Pet Bistro have really loved working with you on for their business, is this idea of creating a customer journey, and understanding what that journey might look like and where your customer is along that journey path. So, can you just tell us a little bit about what that is, what the significance of understanding that customer journey is for us retailers in our marketing as we're creating our marketing and planning our promotions for the year?
So I might nerd out a little bit because this is stuff that I really get excited about.
We love it. I love to nerd out on stuff like that too, so bring it on.
So this is a topic near and dear to my heart for sure. It is probably the cornerstone and the foundation for what I believe is effective and just good marketing. You want to know who your customer is, you want to know where they are along the way, and you want to know how they feel about the whole process. So understanding your customer persona, your target market, understanding all the touch points on their journey with your brand, and then understanding how they perceive it is going to be important for how you can improve it and master it.
Yeah, I love it. That sounds hard, but I think that you're probably going to give us some shortcuts. I hope.
I think a few tips and tricks along the way.
There you go.
I think the customer journey will eventually be your superpower at the end of this talk. So
I love it. I love it. That is fantastic. So can you talk a little bit more about the different, what are the stages? What are the different touch points? You said, I think you used the word touch points. What are the different touch points along the way that we should be identifying and then maximizing, I'm assuming? Yeah.
Sure. So I think before we went live, we were talking a little bit about this, which is super important to differentiate before we go on the touch points, is the idea of the customer journey and the customer experience.
Yes.
So the customer journey is every single touch point, from awareness before they even know you exist until they're your raving fan. And every single device you use, every single technology you use, every single message, communication along the way that your customer sees, participates in, that is the journey. Now, the difference between journey and experience is every single touch point happens, right? But the experience is how the customer feels along that journey.
Yes.
And that's where I think the secret sauce is where how to help your customer feel amazing along the process. Those big retail giants, they can't get real personal. They get a little bit personal, but they can't do what you do. They're not in the local community. They're not having those face-to-faces. They're not creating those wow moments. So this is where you can really shine. The small business.
I think it's so true because, they try and they pretend that they're being personal, right?
Yeah.
But they're not really. And the customers know the difference. You guys all get that same kind of experience from the big brands. Like, they're trying to do what is your superpower, but they can't. So we just have to ramp up that superpower more and more and more. And I love this idea of it's how your customer feels about you and about themselves and about your products, all the feels. That's the experience. And then the journey is really the touch points. So you're heading, I'm just paraphrasing because I'm trying to get it in my head. So the journey is all the different touch points along the way, and the experience is how they feel about each one of those components.
Interactions, yes.
Yeah.
Every single interaction.
Love
every single promotion. When they walk out your store, how do they feel? When they engage with you on social media, do they feel like you're inclusive? Do they feel like you know their names? Things like that all create a feeling, right? So that's super important. I think
I
that
love it.
The thing that's super important with this is the fact that I think we do this naturally as business owners. Like, we think we know our clients and we kind of start putting things together, but it's a little bit willy-nilly. Is that even a word?
Organic. We'll just say it's organic. It's organic rather than planned and strategic.
Okay, organic. And it should still be organic. But I think what's important is actually having a strategy.
Yeah.
What I love about the retail brilliance system now is that it's a system. And we want to make this part of the system, not just. But again, it's organic, it's living and breathing, it will need to be updated ongoing. This is not something that you're one and done and it's over, because new tech comes out, new tools like social media come out, all things change, right? A new promotion gets launched, you have to look at every single experience along the way. So
yeah, absolutely.
For sure. I have a few stats. This is the nerdy part.
Okay, nerd out. Come on, girl, do it. Let's hear them. I love stats.
Okay, so only about 50% of small businesses understand their customer journey. So just by being here today, all your retailers are like 50% ahead of everybody else.
Okay, I just have to say that I'm shocked to hear that even 50% do that. Right? Like, I think that's wrong. I think that number's way lower, personally.
You're being really kind today. But the statistics show that there's lots of people who are way smarter than me that have put together reports and done all kinds of investigations and all that kind of stuff, right? But they've said that having a customer journey strategy, so something that's more specific and systemized, can have these benefits. Up to 18 times faster average sales cycles. So if you can get customers in the door faster, that's going to help your business, right? 56% more cross-sell and upsell revenue. You can add ons and do all those things, then your cart size goes up, your average lifetime value goes up, all those things kind of trickle in.
Absolutely.
5 times greater revenue from customer referrals. Customer referrals, word of mouth, are huge, and if you could exponentially add on to that, we would all benefit. I mean, I love my business as referrals, so I would love that, right? So that's great. And then 54% typically have greater return on their marketing investments because their marketing messaging is very targeted and specific and has the results that they want it to have. So the benefits at the end are stronger.
Yeah, I love that. Hey, Beverly, my tech team is saying that we need to pause for 1 second.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on, but with some sort of
something with the sound.
Something with our sound, so we're going to see if we can't fix it. Around in the background in here.
This is where they should play the Jeopardy music.
All right, let me see if that works.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna keep going and see if that's helpful now. So
Perfect.
good. Okay. I think people were having a hard time with the sound. So yeah, I mean that's a powerful suite of benefits to developing this journey. So even if it seems, like that's a lot of work to do, I think it sounds like way worth it. And to me, the biggest thing, like the overall thread that's kind of getting woven through there is that doing that work is what is going to make your customer happier and feel better. And when they're happier and when they feel better, they're going to buy more from you. So I mean, that's just, it's very clear about that. So that's
They're
really
gonna buy
cool.
more. Sorry, they're gonna buy more from you, but you're also gonna enjoy your job more.
I love that. Yeah, all of
Right?
the efforts, all the things you do work better, so that's more fun.
Right. So
I
I
love
think it benefits both sides, which is nice.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So, like I assume that this journey then starts with the first touch point, the first time they are aware of your business at all. Maybe that's the first time they drive by your store and see your window, or maybe it's
Right.
the first time their friend mentions your business to
Mhm.
them. Like, am I right? Like that's the beginning of the journey, that first piece of awareness.
Yes, you get a gold star, Susan, because you totally knew the answer to the first step in
Did
the
I nail
journey.
it?
You
Yay.
did. You did. So you can do this. I don't need to be here anymore. You got this. So awareness is the first step. They have to know you exist, right? But the challenge is there's like, I think it's somewhere between 8 and 12 touch points to cut through the clutter nowadays, right? Like they have to see your name a few times, hear about you, drive by, even if it's subliminal, if I can even say that, subliminally, they have to see your name to
Yeah.
know you exist.
Yeah.
So this is your brand visibility. This is things like, I know Crystal Media was just on talking about get listed. They have to be able to find you, right? They have to,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, it's super important, especially for the holidays. And then, like, if you do social media ads, you want to get in front of people. Traditional ads, like your radio, TV, newspaper, your public relations, if you have a new location or some kind of new product or service. Networking, just being out in the community, shaking hands. That's a big one, right?
Yeah.
Events, like having a table, being a vendor at events is huge. And then working with like nonprofits, like with the gift certificate program that you guys have,
Yeah.
with the retail mastery system, like brilliance. I keep wanting to call it mastery because I've been around the block a little bit with you guys.
Well,
So.
I think you actually are talking about the retail mastery system. It's
Oh, okay.
It's on
Okay.
Brilliance, but it's called the retail
Okay.
mastery
Okay.
system.
Okay.
You're actually quite right. Yeah,
Okay.
and like I think it's so like, how many of you have had this experience? And I know you're all going to raise your hands. So like, put a thumbs up or give us a heart or something if you've had this experience. Somebody's walked into your store that you've had for 7 years in your town, and they go, "Oh my gosh, this is such a great store. I didn't even know you were here." Right? It's like, I've been doing all the things and you still don't know. So like this particular touch point, so important. I loved all the different things that you
And it's
said.
the most expensive usually, like either your time or your money. It's the most expensive step, right? Because you're just trying to get your foot in the door.
Yep.
And just help people exist.
Yeah.
So I think this one is the hardest part, but it's super important to be omni-channel, which means be in the places where your customer exists. I have the Little Mermaid. I have an 8-year-old, so the Little Mermaid says, I want to be where the people are." You need to be where the people are, right?
Yeah,
So
I love it.
That's going to be key for the awareness. You want to be where your customers live and breathe, whether that's on TikTok or on Facebook or in the community, and making sure you're doing a really well integrated omni-channel approach on your website and social and different things like that.
Love it.
That's the first one. And even an engagement, like you could be on your city's social media page and engaging naturally there. That could be the first step of an awareness. So there's lots of different ways that people can learn about you, and just being consistent and putting yourself out there is going to be super important.
Yeah, love it. So that's
So
our first touch point. Yeah, that's our first touch point. I love it. So we're starting to like build our journey here. Okay.
So second step, do you know what it is?
No, the first one was
You're doing
easy.
so good
Come
with
on,
awareness. I
Beverly.
thought you might know. So it's the consideration. This is super pivotal, right? Because you're influencing purchasing decision at this point now. So this is where customer reviews are like, that's where people find the social proof. They're finding information about you. Someone's talking about you. having somebody else talk about you is way more powerful than you telling somebody how awesome you are. You're writing a blog, you're in an article in a newspaper. These are the things that help create the influence and authority and make people trust you. So right now we're really building that know, like, trust. Know is your awareness phase. Liking is where you have like this consideration and purchasing stage. This is where you're at right now. You want to build those things. So you want to build authority and influence at this stage. So creating those partnerships, having other people talk about you, those are important. Blog writing, showing that you're an expert, showing that your product or your service solves some kind of problem.
I love it.
For the
Social
consumer.
proof. Social proof. This is what you're talking about in this stage.
Yes. A customer wants to feel like they're making the good decision at this stage.
Yeah.
They want to know that they're not wasting their money, that they're not making a bad buying decision. This is also where like your return policies matter, your warranties matter, your customer service support system matters. So having a transparent policy may make the decision easier for them. Whatever you can do to make the decision easier is what you want to do here. So making sure your website works, making sure it's fast, making sure all the things are there so that when I come to look at your site or to do some research, it's easy. Making it as easy as possible for me to say yes.
I love this. This is like right up the alley of what we teach all the time. Like my mind is blowing here. So like, honestly, like we're harping on you guys all the time, aren't we? About your return policies, about your store hours, about like having this very customer friendly, front facing, policy set, because it makes such a difference in them deciding whether or not they're going to do business with you. And it's in this stage. This is one of the stages, but this is the very first stage where they're judging you. They're checking you out. They're checking to see, like, are you a good business a good person to do business with? Yeah, I love it.
And even like, are your hours flexible? Like, are you open? I know you guys talk about that too, where if you're not open, you can't do business. So if I want to come shop with you now and you're not open, I'm probably going to go to somebody else.
Yeah.
And there's some crazy statistic, again, nerd me, about like, I think it's if someone's happy, they're going to talk about you to like 6 people. If someone's unhappy, they're going to tell it to 13 people.
Yeah.
But like 1 in 26 people will tell you they're unhappy, but the other 25, they just never shop with you again.
They just go away. Or they'll tell their friends, but they don't tell you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these are those moments where you want to make sure you're making that decision-making process as easy as possible, not creating any friction to stop the momentum of the awareness and all this investment you put up front, right?
I love it. Okay, so they've become aware. Now they're having consideration. They're deciding about you. They're learning about you, deciding whether they know and like you. What step the next part of the journey?
The thing that I think is really important here is that customers make an active choice to buy from you. An active choice. Now, it may be a little bit a quick or it may be long, but they're making an active decision to become your customer. Mm-hmm. And when they do that, you have to make it a big deal because they're making a big decision to buy from you. A stranger, essentially, right? So how do you do that? So it's kind of like dating. You have to constantly like impress them in some ways. So you want to be on your best behavior. You want to send them flowers. You want to open the doors. You want to do all those things. And I say that figuratively, but to keep that in mind when you're in this purchase decision, purchase part of the process. And now this could happen over weeks, Susan, and this could happen in moments. All of these could happen very slowly, or it could happen within a matter of 20 minutes. Yep. They could be driving by, stop, I want to see, what's in there, go in there, look around, make a decision, and buy. Yeah. It could happen that quickly, but it also could be months in the making.
Years sometimes.
Right. So it just depends on your customer and where they're at. And sometimes it's all over the board with even the similar customers. But so you want to make it a smooth transaction process. You want to maintain transparent pricing. So your pricing on your website better be the same pricing you have in store. Otherwise, people are going to get upset.
Yeah.
So like things like that, you just want to be consistent and make sure that they're matching. Again, you want to create as frictionless of a process as possible. It needs to be smooth. I love the idea of the 6 steps to the perfect purchase, but this is essentially the 6 steps to the perfect purchase with the perfect customer. So you're taking it like one step more. You want to understand the customer. So when you're creating those 6 steps and you're understanding those 6 steps to the perfect purchase, this is with the perfect customer. So it's all super easy all the way along the process.
Right.
So things like expressing gratitude and like, thank you for coming in today. How can I help you? Or not even help you, because that's not really what you guys say.
The
but,
worst words in retail selling. Don't say that.
Though. Right. And I just I heard myself and I was like, what is happening there? Coming out of my mouth.
Don't do that.
But yeah, so you want to make sure that you are being thankful and grateful during the process too, not just at the end of the sale, is what I guess I'm saying is that's important. You want to integrate your loyalty programs. You want to have those 6-box programs, things like that, to help bring them back and to show that you are grateful and this is what we're going to do for you right from their first sale. There are other programs too. I don't know if you have a name for it because you have lots of fancy names for things, which is awesome. Is like a three time buy or try. So they come in, they try something, and then you give them a bounce back that brings them back in like 30 days to try some other maybe category, and then another one to come in. So they come in 3 times, hopefully over 3 months, and that becomes a habit. And a regular customer, hopefully. So
yeah, and this is something that Louis and Jill at the Pet Bistro have done extremely. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. This is live, people. Sorry.
Bless you. That was so little.
It's live. What can I say? I had to sneeze. So, but this is something, this 3-time thing, I think is so brilliant. And I think Louis and Jill have done this so incredibly well. And it ties into some, since you love statistics, some stats that we recently learned from our friend Nick McHenry at One Shop. And it turns out, you guys, that like the vast majority of people that come in and shop with you one time don't come back. Mm-hmm. Like you think they come back. You think, I would always think that they'd come back. But like the truth is that he's got vast amounts of data that he's analyzing, like 70 on average across industries and geographically, like 79% of the people never come back for the second purchase. So this is what we're talking about right here, right? Like, how do we make that experience so amazing that they're going to come back the second and the third time? And once they do that, then it's like a habit. Then they're hooked. Then they're hooked on you.
Their experience needs to be amazing, and the promotion needs to be amazing.
Yeah.
Like whatever you're giving them as the bounce back needs to be amazing. I think it was Bob that actually was talking about this free spaghetti dinner. Yeah. Was that Bob's story? Okay.
Oh yeah.
The free spaghetti dinner. So a restaurant gave a free spaghetti dinner, then had them come back and had like a free rib dinner or something, and they came back and so like this whole concept of you want them to get there, love you, and then it's a no-brainer to come back. No-brainer. I need to go back. And that's not something that Amazon or a Chewy's can create, typically. Their process is super easy. Like I can just click buy and I can buy, but there's none of that in between that happens. The relationship, the what's your name, what's your dog's name, or whatever that happens for your particular customer.
Right.
So you want to make sure you're collecting feedback, so you're asking for those reviews, understanding what's happening after the purchase as well. And then you want to make sure you're offering post-purchase support. So I know with the Pet Bistro, and this is just one example, obviously, but if they're trying a new food for their dog or cat, they can check in. How is Fido doing on that food? They can check in. It's a real personalized experience at that purchasing level to help reinforce I've made a good decision, and I this is a good place to shop at, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's beyond completing a transaction. It's the opportunity to create a memorable experience is what I think is key here.
Memorable. I like that. That is a fantastic word. A good experience, but a memorable experience, because it's your job to be remembered. Bob, this is another Bobism. This is what he always says. It's not your jobs. It's not your customer's job to remember you. It's your job to be remembered. So to create that experience, that's fantastic. Hey, Indy, I'm just going to check in. Do we have any questions or comments for Beverly yet about these first 3 steps in the customer journey?
Just a lot of people that were agreeing at one point.
Okay.
Were asking about it. No questions yet.
Okay, no question. If you do start to have questions or want clarification, make sure you put it in comments so that we can chime in with Beverly. But I think she's doing a great job explaining all this, so that's good. All right, so they made their first purchase and it's memorable. Now, where are we in our journey?
So that's step 3, the purchase. Step 4 is the post-purchase and loyalty side of things.
Okay.
So awareness, super expensive. To get that first customer, you have the most investment in time, money, all of that. Decision making, you want to create the authority and the influence during the purchase. You want to make it memorable. But now they've bought, now what happens? You need to make sure that you're filling their emotional bank account, which is what you guys say all the time.
All the time.
And you want to make sure you're expressing gratitude in all sorts of ways. So the thank you card, a call, checking in, having those fun events, ice cream socials, whatever, just to connect and get to know your customers on a different level. Sometimes they just run in and run out, get what they need and leave. This is an opportunity to actually chat, get to know them a little bit better, have a more personal connection. Ongoing communication, emails, texts, if you have a mobile app, notifications. You want to have constant reminders that you exist. Again, you need to remind them that you exist. You can't ask them to remember that you exist, so that when they have their time of need or their time of want, you're the first person or the first business they think of. I need to go stop by. And
that's great.
You know,
I like that. Time of need or time of want, because it happens. And what we always like to say is, look, your goal is to make them think, when can I get to insert your store name here, rather than where should I go for insert your product right there, right? That's like the holy grail. If they're not considering any other stores but you, and they just always think, when can I get to your store name? Because, I mean, face it, almost everything that all of us sell, aside from our service and our, all these extras that we can offer, you can find the products a lot of different places. And especially with online buying, you can buy the products. So they're coming to you for these other elements, this other set of feelings, to your point, Beverly, this other set of feelings that they get when they shop with you. So it's so critical that we continue to build these systems to create these feelings for our customers. So I love it. You're speaking my language. It's fantastic.
You have to consistently deliver the value and the feelings. So they have to know that there's a reason why they want to be with you and that your company and your product. So that product has to create the value. And then the feelings are the relationship that you have, your team has, your brand has with them. I have a kind of an interesting story. The Pet Bistro, when they opened their second store, I don't know if she shared this or not with in some of the mastermind or one of her talks, but Jill, they were painting the second store, and we're really like, her branding is super important. She has a graphic design background. So branding is like, and her colors and the use of her logo, like for her as a client, we have to be very, very stringent. And so we use it in everything. Like, she has a definite tone, color, perspective. Well, the store was being painted in the windows of the store. There was no sign. No customers knew that they were opening a second store. It was very hush hush. One of her customers walked by. They were at a nail salon in the same mini mall and saw her colors and said, "I know those colors.
It's Pet Bistro.
That's the Pet Bistro." And she immediately called them and said, "Are you opening a second store?" And she was like, "Oh." So you can be really powerful.
So powerful.
Yes. So think about it, from the branding all the way through the personality. Everything connects. It's all part of the picture. Nothing lives in isolation, I guess is what I'm saying. So
it is also connected, and just tying that back into the feeling, like what that customer must have had such a great feeling when she saw that branding, and she knew that the Pet Bistro was going in to the place where she likes to shop, near where she lives. Such a strong positive feeling that she picked the phone up. The Holy Grail, people. That is the Holy Grail. So I love it. I love it.
And when you have loyal fans, you get more referrals, right? Because they're talking about you, and they become your raving fans, and essentially a sales force for you, a sales force for good, a sales force for good for
I
you.
love it.
And I mean, you can't. If I get a referral for a business, that is the most powerful thing for me to make a decision to go to a website. It's the most powerful reason for me to go to a store. So having people positively talk about you is that's where I think it's at in many ways, and that's where that personal connection comes into play. So
Yeah, I love
and
it.
I don't think you're getting that from an Amazon. Yes, you're getting reviews, but you're not getting, oh my gosh, you have to check this. You're not getting that
Right.
personal feeling.
I
And
love
I
it.
think that that's where small businesses are rock stars, and we can really differentiate from those retail giants.
It's definitely how we can, separate ourselves. I love it. I love it. All right. So what's the next step in our journey?
That's the last step, because once you have them as a purchase, now you want them loyal and you want them to keep coming back. So you have a loyalty program, frequent buyer program, you're having your VIP events, and you're literally rolling out the red carpet for them. You're doing clienteling, one-on-one personalization, maybe some personal shoppers. These are all the things that you can really use to nurture those relationships, those emotional bank account events, things like that to solidify. And you can't stop. This is like the ongoing dating. You can't stop giving the flowers. You can't stop. You want to, every touch point needs to be a wow opportunity.
Exactly. It's kind of like you're married now. You can't stop doing all the things,
Right.
or the marriage starts to fall apart, right? Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Like you used
Or
to
maybe
be
they'll find another.
right.
They'll find another business they want to go do business with. I don't want that. They don't want to cheat on me.
Yeah, don't let them cheat on you, for sure. Exactly. And I love that. That's so fun. And I think this is also where promotions and special events really comes in too, because this is what starts to create the excitement and the fun and the connection and the more reasons to shop and come in. But more than that, even, because a lot of the promotions and special events that you want to develop in your store, they're not about taking a discount or lowering your price. Most of them should really be that relationship building piece, or delivering expertise, giving them something useful. We call them value added promotions. Or there's lots and lots and lots of different things you can do with promotions that continue to build this strong bond between you and your customers, and keep them on your path, keep taking the journey with you, rather than going someplace else and trying them out.
I think promotions are like celebrations. Like, think of it as a celebration. And if you think of every promotion as like a celebration, that I think changes everything. Now, there are certain celebrations that are inventory movers, and there are certain celebrations that have a purpose that are very business focused. However, to think of the promotion as a celebration, opportunities to have the balloons and to have that festive atmosphere. One thing that I think you guys had a great time with was Retail Palooza. It was literally a party. That made it super fun, right? It was super fun. And so I think the more you can make it a party, people love a party. And sometimes you might be their only party that they actually go to. So that's a real connection in this day and age where we do everything online and all that. You might be their only party. So they may look forward to that. 12 days of deals and all those things. People, once you do those, your customers will like count the days. And if you don't do it the day you did it last year, they'll tell you. Because
they will.
They know, and they want it coming because they really enjoy it for whatever your purpose and reason is and how you present that information. I know. So talking about Power Promotions that you guys are doing an event on the 3rd. Do you want to talk a little about that? Or
sure. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the pitch there. Sure. Yeah, we're really excited because we believe in this journey too. This is definitely in line with what we teach, and that idea of getting the customer back with you again and again and again and again is so important. It's important for your customer. It's important for your business. Like you said, that initial getting the new customer, that's the hardest, that's the most expensive. So we want to do everything we can not to lose that customer and to get that first time purchaser to come back again and again. So the answer, a lot of that answer is doing great promotions and special events. So that's why we're doing our Power Promotions workshop. It's a full day workshop, and we're going to give ideas for over 100 special events, promotions, sales, value added events, all different kinds of events, so that you can, and you're going to follow along and like start putting them on your calendar. So we just did a survey of our entire retail community, and we found that on average, people are doing about 7 promotions or special events a year. And I would love to be seeing people doing closer to between 15 and 20 promotions and special events per year. But it's hard. Like if you don't have the right ideas, you don't know which ones work and which ones don't work. You don't have the tips and tricks and, all those things for your promotions. It can be hard to come up with that number of promotions. So that's why we put this workshop together. I don't think we have put this comprehensive amount of promotions and special events together ever before in anything we've ever done. So I'm really excited about this full day where it's the party time. We're just going to be talking about parties and having fun and doing these cool celebrations for a whole day. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I do have a special coupon code for anybody who's watching this live right now. The full price is $997, which honestly is a complete steal because you will get that back 10, 20, 30, 100 times over by just getting these fantastic ideas for promotions and special events. But with the coupon code, it's only $497. So your coupon code, and I think Indy's going to type it into chat right here for us, is POWER24, because you're going to be working on your 2024 promotions calendar. So POWER24 will get you $500 off. So that's a pretty good deal. That's more than half price. There we go. So yeah, it just is like, it's part of that customer journey. And I think I love this idea of a customer journey too, because I think even with an individual promotion, you could kind of think about a journey, like when do they first hear about it? What do they do when they're considering that promotion? How, making the decision to actually attend, making the purchase while they're there. What happens with the follow-up from the promotion? What do they see on socials about, hey, this is, look at all the people, and these are the fun things that we did during this event. So you can take even a single promotion and like take that journey, that arc that we've just been talking about, and apply it to even one individual promotion and really amplify and maximize the impact of each one of those promotions that you do throughout the year. So I think this is super great stuff, Beverly. We're really excited to have you with us here live today. India, you're over there typing. I know you're typing in the links, but are there comments? Are you answering questions over there?
Vintage Vogue Upscale bought during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and they said they're super excited for January.
Yay! We're excited to have you too. And it's fun because it's, all the busyness of the holidays will be behind us. It's on January 3rd. We're going to be able to just look forward to that beautiful blank slate ahead of us for the whole brand new year. So I'm really excited for that day. It's going to be a lot of fun. So hope a lot of you will join us as well. So that's great.
Well, in that promotions too, I'm doing like a video lesson.
You are. I was just going to say, one of the things you're going to get is you're going to get 3 awesome on-demand video lessons with that, and one of them is from Beverly. You want to tell us about that?
It's unlocking the power of wow in your promotions. So taking a promotion and just elevating it a little bit to make it a little bit different and unique, to kind of spinning things on their head a little, and just thinking of your promotions differently than just how everybody else has been doing them. A Black Friday sale, like that's what we always know. So just taking that and maybe making it a white Friday sale or something
Ooh.
on a random day, things like that. So just you can take things and you can spin them a little bit and create some wow, and maybe cut through the clutter a little bit better too. And the thing about these promotions, and I think the power of promotions, even though you call it power promotions, the power
That's
of
why we do, because
promotions,
they are
it can
powerful.
a promotion can take a customer in the awareness stage and convert them, because it's a little bit less of a risk. It's cheaper for me, less expensive is probably a nicer way to say it. Less expensive for me to take that risk. So it's on sale, or I get a buy one, get one, or I can give it away or whatever. That promotion may be the tipping point to get them to come in to make a purchase. So these promotions are key to getting people from awareness to consideration, as well as the loyalty side of things. So it really fits into two different steps
I love
in
it.
the journey.
You are exactly right. You're exactly right. So I'm super excited about that. So in addition, you're going to be getting can you look up the other two? One is from Nick McHenry, I think, at One Shop.
Yes, Nick McHenry is how to 10x your marketing and loyalty in 2024 with less work than stocking your shelves.
I love it. 10x your marketing from Nick McHenry.
Yes, and then Merchant Mastery is doing Beyond Black Friday, leveraging the compounding promo phenomenon to unlock customer demand year-round.
Love it. Merchant Mastery, one of our favorite partners. They're absolutely fantastic, and Beyond Black Friday. So that's so 3 on-demand lessons on how to take your promotions and extend them. Beverly's is on adding the wow factor to your promotion. So it's going to be super fun, and you're going to love, like I've just had such a great time talking with you today, Beverly, and I know that you guys will all really love her on-demand lesson. So that's really fantastic. And I did promise earlier on, Beverly, that you were going to give something special to the people who are on the live, right?
So, how do you get started with all of this as a small business owner? Like, how do you get started? What's the first thing you should do? So you need to make goals, obviously. You need to say, when do we want to do this? Make it smart, make it actionable, create a process and a step for this to happen. Creating a persona and a customer map does not live in isolation in your head. You want your team to be involved. If you have an operations person, a marketing person, you want everyone to be involved in this, because it touches every part of the business. And the Lyft, I have a little quote here. I wrote down to make a note, but I can't find it right now, but I will find it. It says that they are what is the word? Customer obsessed. So I want you to be customer obsessed. So that should be this like part of your strategy. Everything you do is about the customer. Obviously, you're in business for a reason. Your mission, your core values, all those things relate to the customer. You can help customer, in what ways you help the customer. So customer obsessed from now on. Create a goal. I want you to create a goal with this. And then I want you to recruit the team that you're going to have involved in it. I want you to download the download. This is a free download. And the very first part of the download is the customer persona. Now, we have kind of filled in some things for you. I don't know if you can see this. Filled in some things for you to give you some prompts to make it a little bit easier. But we also have some empty spots for you to fill in as well.
Awesome.
But I want you to think about the customer persona. I want you to think about your top 10 customers that are your absolute favorite, the people that you love when you walk in the door. They're not the people who exhaust you or suck your energy or like are always complaining. These are the people that are like, Susan's here and I'm so excited. I want to help her. Like, you want to go help her because she's such a fun, great customer. She meets your cart when you buy. Like, she's the average cart. She does more than that. If you offer, suggest something, she's open to it. These are your most favorite people. I suggest you even call her that, or use her name. Susan.
Use her name.
Everybody knows who Susan is in the store. Use her name. And then I've even gone so far as to stalk Facebook and find the picture of Susan and put Susan's picture there. So everybody has a visual representation of who Susan is. Is Susan married? Does Susan work? Does Susan have kids? What are the short description of who she is? Is she outdoorsy? Is she crafty? understanding who she is. What does she want when she comes to the store? Does she want convenience? Does she want something to be fast, something to be maybe
High
less
quality.
expensive, high quality, whatever it is that she wants, put that down. What are her challenges? What pain points are you solving for her? Put that down. So then you actually get to know your client on a whole different level, and the entire team now knows who Susan is, and this is what we're every marketing, all the things we do, all the decisions for the business. Instead of what would Jesus do, what would Susan do? This is really important. So having a name, having a real clear description, everybody understanding this, making this part of your training so people know who your customer is, super. That's key. But you may have three personas.
I was just gonna say you there's more than one. We all have like more than one key persona, right? So and that's exactly what we teach too. WWMCW. What would my customer want? What would Susan want? What would David want? Yes. What would Luis want?
Customer obsessed. Yes. What would your customer want you to do? On your return policy, what would they want you to do? On the promotion that you're creating, what would they want to experience? Think of it always. What would Susan want? That needs to be number one for all your big decisions.
Love it.
Would Susan want a mobile app? Would Susan want, what would they want? All those decisions need to be kind of centered and focused and obsessed with the customer. And then I have an actual map. I have a page for each step of the journey. There's an awareness page, a consideration page. And on here it talks about the touch points, what they look like. Is it the blog, social media ads, whatever? I have a little list there to prompt. And then I have a space for you because your business might be a little bit unique. And then here's the real big one. I don't know if you can actually see because my lighting. It has a smiley face, a sad face, a straight face, a happy face, and an excited face. How do they feel at that touch point?
Yeah.
Now this is you supposing, but you can go through your reviews. You can go through your testimonials. If you do a survey to your customers regularly, which I highly suggest you do, and then those top 10 customers that you thought of, maybe calling them and actually having a one-on-one conversation talking about how did you become aware of us? How did you decide to make a decision? Asking those questions.
Yeah. And
getting real information from your customers, your most favorite customers, so that you can replicate that going forward. Same with so every decision. And then once you go through this, I would suggest everybody on your team do this individually, and then you come back and you meet and you kind of collect everybody's answers. So you're not jading anybody's answers because that can happen sometimes. And then you kind of create this master list of your journey as your starting point. And then you can pick, I say 3 because you're not going to solve all your problems overnight. That's not going to happen. Pick 3. Maybe it's low-hanging fruit, easiest to tweak to make the touch point better, to make the experience and the feeling stronger, and focus on those. And then once you have those done, revisit it as a team. This is never done. It's organic. It's always a process. And pick 3 more things to focus on. And gradually, you're going to have an amazing system, and you're going to be so different and unique, and it's going to be a no-brainer for people to buy from you.
I love it. So I hope you've all by this time clicked and downloaded that, because doesn't that look amazing? Oh, here's the QR code right here.
There we go.
Go ahead, and we're going to leave that up there for just a couple seconds here while we're doing this. This is a great tool. Beverly, thank you so much for offering this to the WhizBang retailers that are watching. This is really a really amazing tool. And all this kind of stuff helps so much so that you don't have to start from scratch with your thinking and take all the information that we've just given you today and develop your own. Beverly's just given you the roadmap right here. So love it, love it, love it. That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. And I know that you also did another amazing, you're giving us one more amazing thing before we sign off. And this is, you are going to offer a 15-minute phone call. So if you guys are stuck, if you get stuck in your journey, if you have questions about that roadmap, if you have questions about your persona work that you're doing, if you just have general questions that you want to ask Beverly, she's offering a 15-minute phone call for you guys. And Indy's putting the link in right now. And
There,
there, yep, and there's a QR code right there for you as well. But you can schedule a 15-minute call with Beverly. So I would suggest, if it was me, I'm just saying, people, if it was me, I would download the thing, I would start doing the work, and then book my 15-minute call so that I could ask any questions or smooth out any wrinkles, or, you know, if there's any bumps that you hit as you're going through this, or places that you don't even know where to start. That's when you take advantage of that 15-minute call with Beverly. So how incredibly generous you're being with us today. We appreciate it so, so much. Great stuff. Absolutely. That's what we teach, and just kind of continues to reinforce and extend and go deeper into a lot of the ideas that we've been talking about for all these many years. Perfect. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So that's great. Any last things that you want to say, Beverly? Any more like examples that you want to share, or any wrap up?
I was going to talk about Starbucks a little bit, but I don't think it's even necessary at this point. Like maybe Indy can just share it as a thing in the comments as an example. So once you get through all of the mapping and everything, this is an example Starbucks that at the end, like how it actually looks for yourself when you actually put it out there.
Oh, that's good.
This doesn't have the emotion side of it, but it kind of shows you like what a regular experience would be like and what the Starbucks experience would be like. So it kind of gives you a really good visual, I think, of where you want to end up at the end of this process for your business. But really, it's just, this is your superpower. And I this is where it's going to, like, once you know this and live it and breathe it and become customer obsessed, it's going to change the way that you do business. It's going to change, and it's part of everything. It oozes into every part of it. Operations, oozes into finance, because you're making decisions now based on your customer. It affects your entire business. And again, it seems like a lot of work, but it affects everything, and it can have such tremendous results at the end of it. I really hope you spend the time being thoughtful and thinking through this and creating the system and strategy for yourself to help boost your business to the next level.
I absolutely love it. And my favorite part, because this is just me, but my favorite part about this is it's not just customer obsessed. It's a system to help you implement your customer obsession and express that customer obsession, blah, 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 blah. Express the customer obsession in every aspect of your business, so that it's not scattershot, it's not random, it's not just hoping, it's systematic. And that is how I know the very best retailers get the best results day after day, week after week, year after year. And so that's what I love about this. So I'm so glad that we got to talk to you today, Beverly. It's been awesome. Thank you so much. Hope you all download Beverly's stuff, take a call with her. And I really, really hope to see you on January 3rd for Power Promotions. Yay! Don't forget to use your coupon code POWER24 to get $500 off. And we will see you then. Good. Beverly, thanks you again so much. We really appreciate it. And
thank you.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon.